Hey everyone, welcome into Siren Records Monterey. It's Fresh Catch Friday, and first of all, happy Pride Month, everyone. Actually, it shouldn't be just 1 month of the year that we celebrate equality, but still, whatever it takes. This is a lot of good releases coming out this month, and today I just want to let you guys know I am puppy sitting, so I have another week to go, and that's why I gotta hurry up and get out of here because I can't wait until it's dark. I got to get this dog on her walk and pick her up from doggy daycare and get her going. So I've only picked a baker's dozen of LPs for you this week, and I'm going to post the full list with prices below, but we're just not going to talk about every single one of them, okay? And actually, you guys tell me in the comments below if you prefer that, if I should just pull a handful, or if you like going into the minutia about the whole entire list every week. I don't know what you prefer, so let me know if you have an opinion one way or the other. If you're new here, hi, welcome into Siren Records Monterey, and every Friday we have a little chit chat about some of the new releases and reissues that came out on vinyl, either today, Friday, or like within the past couple of weeks with just have trickled in, okay? So anyway, let's get started with pick of the week, all right? My pick for you this week is Rolling Blackouts Coastal Fever, and it's called Endless Rooms, or Rolling Blackouts CF, however you want to say it. Anyway, they're a Melbourne quintet, and I really, really like them. You know, good, solid indie rock, great songwriting, great lyrics. These guys are really top drawer for me. This is on Sub Pop, and this is their third proper album, and they describe it, the band themselves describe it as doing what we do best, chasing down songs in a room together. So Endless Rooms, it really is very much this collaborative spirit that they have really comes across in this setting. And while the initial ideas were gone back and forth between them over long periods spent separated by lockdowns, it was really born in this small window of opportunity that they had, where they were able to all come together and go to this mud brick house in the bush that's around 2 hours north of Melbourne. And this house was built by the extended Russo family in the 1970s. And Russo is, of course, a member of Rolling Blackouts Coastal Fever. I wish I knew his first name, and I don't. I'm sorry. But anyway, so it's his family home. So this is where the 12 tracks took shape, and there was a lot of influence from the acoustics and the ambience and this like rambling lakeside house. They decided to like record the album there. And the house also features here on the album cover, and it looks like a beauty. I think it looks like a really cool place. But anyway, for the first time, the band self-produced the record alongside engineer, collaborator, and old friend Matt Duffy. They created their most natural and expansive document of this third album of theirs. And the result is a collection of songs that really permeated the spirit of the place. And it's punctuated by field recordings that they took of rain, fire, and birds and wind, and it's all incorporated into the songs here. It's almost an anti-concept album is what they say. And the endless rooms of the title reflects our love for creating worlds in our songs. We treat each of them as a bare room to be built up with infinite possibilities. It's a really cool record, and you ought to check this out. If you are not familiar with them, it's not a bad place to start. So you can get this on this. We have the Loser edition, and that is exclusive to indie retailers, and that is on a golden yellow color. You can get black vinyl as well. You can get it on cassette, and you can get the CD. So pick your poison, however you like it. Most of us here, I think, are going to go vinyl. But anyway, those other formats are indeed available. Oops. Okay, so next up, this is a wonderful pick. This is Amy Winehouse live at Glastonbury 2007, and this is on the Republic label. Now, the vinyl release of Live at Glastonbury will mark the 15th anniversary. Oops, I just kind of screwed myself up here, guys. I blocked out my own notes. Bear with me. There we go. Sorry about that. I waved my hand and hit the keyboard incorrectly. So, okay. So she had this legendary performance on the Pyramid stage. Now, sometimes people think, oh, Amy Winehouse live, that could have been when she was going off the rails and was turning in some not so great performances. That is not the case here. This is an exceptional time that she, well, the performance was like, it's flawless, you guys. It's very, very good. And this was her second time playing Glastonbury, and she performed her timeless hits like Rehab, You Know I'm No Good, Tears Dry on Their Own, Valerie. All those are represented here. And, you know, Amy Winehouse was through and through a Glastonbury person. When she wasn't performing there, she was on her off time. She was camping there. She went to Glastonbury all the time, and it was that was her jam. She loved it, and she was when she played. She has played in blistering heat and heavy rain, and there were so many magical moments to her performances. But she, of course, died at the age of 27 in 2011 from alcohol poisoning. She is one of the 27 Club members, which is, you know, kind of such a weird thing. But anyway, she had only released 2 albums when before she died. In 2003, she had Frank, and in 2006, she had Back to Black. Now, posthumously, they put out the compilation that was Lioness Hidden Treasures, and that they put out in 2011. So other than that, this is like, here it is, 2022, and we're finally getting this to vinyl for the very first time. So 2 LPs, and just a lovely performance from Amy Winehouse. Okay, so those are the picks. Now I'm just going to get through like a quick list for you, and we'll see how this works out for us. All right, here, this is Andrew Byrd, Inside Problems. This is on Loma Vista. Andrew says, I'm interested in the moment when something becomes something else, when somewhere becomes somewhere else, and that membrane that separates inside from outside. Okay, retreating as we do into the underlands, to molt our plumage, to exercise our inside problems and emerge like newborn foals, shaking, naked, squinting in the light. So Andrew Byrd, he's a heavy concept guy. Okay, he's constantly adjusting his sound and style. If you're familiar with him, you know that. And he creates a wide range of songs on various releases. And while he has probably already moved on to new things, Inside Problems, this is a very warm collection of quirky and catchy tracks. Captures a sense of aloofness. Very soothing to listeners during these troubling times. And this is an exclusive on Apple Red Vinyl. Okay. Next up, this is the Chainsmokers, So Far So Good. And again, this has explicit lyrics, so be aware. It's on Columbia Records Group, and releasing 2.5 years after their last album. This is their 4th studio album, following the release of their 3rd, which was World War Joy, in December of 2019. So they announced they were going on a hiatus to focus on the creation of this, their 4th album, and they were relatively silent on social media for the next 2 years, though they were still active performing live sets until, you know, COVID restrictions kind of shut that down. So Pitchfork said that the album is easily the most enjoyable front-to-back listen that they have. And while there are no featured artists on this album the way that they normally do, it does feature contributions from a number of high-profile collaborators, such as EDM producer Withen, frequent Chainsmokers collaborator and singer-songwriter Emily Warren, frequent Machine Gun Kelly collaborator Dark Waves Nick Long, and multi-platinum songwriter-producer Ian Kirkpatrick. So, yeah, Chainsmokers with a new one now. Okay, here's something everybody is excited about. This is a reissue. It is Death Grip's Money Store, and it's on Epic. And this is their debut studio album. They're an American experimental hip-hop trio. They originally released this in 2012, and this is obviously the 10th anniversary edition. This album, it's an incredible visceral and awe-inspiring ride of experimental sound, and part of the RSD Essential series, as shown by the sticker. And this is pressed half black, half white vinyl. So this is it's been blowing out the door already, you guys. So, you know, people are very happy to have access to that one again. All right, and now this is Drive By Truckers. It's called Welcome to Club 13. This is on ATO. and it's the 14th studio album of theirs. It marks a sharp departure from the trenchant commentary of The Unraveling and The New Oath, both of which were released in 2020. The title track pays homage to the Muscle Shoals honky tonk, where founding members Patterson Hood and Mike Cooley got their start. A concrete floored dive lit like a disco with a nightly promise of penny beer. Much of the album serves as a free-flowing coming-of-age memoir, with Hood singing at one point, "Our glory days did kind of suck." So there's guest appearances from Margot Price, Mike Mills, and Schaefer Lana, who's an up-and-comer. 180-gram vinyl, that's available now, okay? Something different from Drive-By Truckers. Okay, next up we have Angel Olsen. This is called Big Time. This is on Jaguar, and it's a follow-up to the stunning All Mirrors whole new Miss Companion album, and Songs to the Lark Deluxe box set. Double LP here, and it's in a 2-pocket gatefold jacket, and you can get this on black vinyl, or opaque pink is the limited one. And it includes a 12-page LP-sized book featuring numerous candid photos of Angel Olsen, taken in North Carolina by Angela Riccardi. This is the 6th full-length solo studio release, and it was co-produced with Jonathan Wilson. Rather than offering something for everyone, Big Time kind of wrangles overwhelming emotions with a very broad palette that's commanded by its lyrics and very tormented vocal performances. So yeah, we like her, Angel Olsen. She's always delivers. So this is the black vinyl, no sticker, and this is the limited edition opaque pink one with the kind of pink sticker there. Okay, and also that is available on cassette if you feel so inclined. Okay, next up, this is Prince and the Revolution live. This is on SMG. James Brown had the Apollo, Jimi Hendrix had Monterey Pop, and Prince had Syracuse, New York's Carrier Dome for the Purple Rain Tour performance, and that was beamed to millions via live satellite and captured for posterity in the Grammy Award nominated concert film Prince and the Revolution. So live has since gone down in history as one of the most iconic live recordings in pop and rock history. Available on vinyl for the very first time. Its powerful performance by Prince and the Revolution has been entirely remixed from the original multi-track master reels. The new version has 3 black LPs with a 16-page book with never-before-seen photos of the Purple Rain Tour and new liner notes. And this is the hype sticker, and it's a pretty nice one too. If you are into saving those kind of things, that's all right. But yeah, this is great. A very iconic performance from Prince and the Revolution. So finally on vinyl, how nice is that? Okay, now this is not a new release, but it's a new color, that kind of thing. It's Olivia Rodrigo. It's called Sour. It's on Geffen, indie retail exclusive here on limited edition baby pink vinyl. Sour is her debut studio album, originally released in May of 2021. Sour is primarily a pop record, spans from energetic pop punk to bedroom pop ballads. Okay, that's, who she is. And next up, we have RuPaul, Supermodel of the World, Tommy Boy music, and this is a picture disc. And it's a reissue, exclusive limited edition pressing, part of Tommy Boy's 40th anniversary celebration. And it's been nearly 3 decades since RuPaul first sashayed onto the scene into mainstream consciousness. Now, recognized around the world as the queen of drag, RuPaul has for years been an undeniable force in entertainment. While his award-winning hit show, RuPaul's Drag Race, has become a worldwide phenomenon, it was RuPaul's debut album, Supermodel of the World, that first took him from a New York City club icon to a household name. Released by Tommy Boy in 1993, it became an instant success thanks in part to the lead singer, Supermodel, You Better Work, and peaked at 45 on the Billboard Hot 100. And it got a gold certification from RIAA. The song's official video also landed in heavy rotation on MTV, further pushing it along and helping to propel this real needed change in mainstream. You have to remember, at that time, everything was dominated by grunge, gangster rap, and rock, and this was like something completely different. So the album also made its way up the charts, hitting #1 on Billboard's Heat Seekers. And aside from the success of Supermodel, You Better Work, it had a few other singles, Back to My Roots and A Shady Shade, Now Prance, both reaching #1 on the Billboard Club Dance Play Songs chart. Supermodel is still recognized as a game changer and cult classic amongst 90s music lovers. So now you can get it on picture disc, and that's pretty cool. Okay, now this is Nancy Sinatra, Nancy and Lee. This is coming to us through Light in the Attic, and it's a deluxe reissue of one of the most beloved duet albums of all time. Nancy and Lee, it's very equal parts strong, sultry, and savvy. Nancy Sinatra has long been ahead of her time, both in her choices as an artist and as a businesswoman. Unapologetically, she established her own path early on and paved the way for decades for female artists to come, all the while firmly maintaining control over her career, her image, and her music. You have to remember, this record came out in 1968, and I think that as, a lot of the folky women singers of the 60s, she used to get kind of criticized. They gave her a lot of shit because she wasn't like protesting the war. She wasn't, she wasn't political. And that was by design. She didn't want to be. She wanted to, just sing cool songs. And, this is a very unlikely duo, her and Lee Hazelwood, but it worked. And, they had such a good thing going. But, her peers weren't really all that cool with her back in the day. But, like I said, very unapologetically, she just marched on. And anyway, this features lush orchestral arrangements by Billy Strange, and it boasts the talents of famed Los Angeles session musicians, the Wrecking Crew. The album's enchanting, enduringly unique musical representation propelled the album to success and sales over 1 million copies worldwide. Few albums have this iconic an iconic cover equal in timeless appeal to the music inside. But Nancy and Lee is truly one for the ages, and this is on gold vinyl. Very cool. Okay, now this is Toto 4. This is on Columbia. It's also part of the RSD Essential series. It was kind of do or die for Toto for this fourth record. They rose to the challenge, but largely dispensing with the anonymous studio rock. They had, been kind of characterized for that for their first 3 releases, because these guys all were pretty accomplished session musicians that, formed a band. But there was like no, they were a little bit faceless, I guess. Good records, solid records, but that way here they decided to make sure that simple lyrics treated romantic subjects, augmented their singer Bobby Kimball's vocals by having others in the group sing, and brought in like ringers like Timothy B. Schmidt. He was the last guy that joined the Eagles. He had that kind of a higher register falsetto voice, and brought him in for some work and slowed down the tempo to what would come to be known as the power ballad pace. Most of all, they wrote some hit songs. They wrote Rosanna, that's on here, the old story of a lovelorn lyric matched with a kind of a bouncy beat, was the gold top 10 comeback single accompanying the album's release. So then Make Believe made it to the top 30, and then surprisingly Africa hit #1 10 months after the album's release. This comes to you on Bloodshot red colored vinyl, and as I said, part of that RSD Essential series. Okay, now this is a various DFA compilation #2 on the DFA label. So this 4 LP box set released by the dance punk label DFA Records. It contains tracks and remixes of various artists that are signed to the DFA Records label. That's people like LCD Sound System, JOY, Liquid Liquid, let's see who else is on there, Pixel Tan, Black Leotard Front, Bellhead, okay, this kind of stuff. Now, as well as these other artists that have a close affinity to the label. So it's like 4 albums of this stuff. It's a compendium of what are arguably the best prime era DFA cuts, mostly recorded and remixed at the old DFA studios on West 13th Street, with some notable exceptions. It was released, these things were released as 12 inches and then compiled onto a 3 CD set for convenience, because at that time people were mostly listening to CDs and not really buying a lot of vinyl. So they went back and they found the master tapes and the files for each song and painstakingly resequenced and remastered them, and now here for the first time on vinyl, and it sounds remarkable and it looks great. And there you can see how it gets housed in there. All right, so okay guys, that is just a quick peek for you of some of the things that were reissued and released today or recently. Okay, so let me know how you like this format, moving it along a little bit faster, if that works out better for you, or if you really are into like I said, me going into the minutia of every single thing on the list. This week I gotta go get my dog. So hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope there's something here you find exciting. We're open this weekend 10 to 4, so please do come in and check something out if you feel like it. And I will see you next week. Bye everyone.